Okay, so you've made a decision to become vegan, plant-based, but now you've bumped up into the problem of nobody else around you is doing it. How do you stick to your convictions to eat right when you're surrounded by all the wrong choices? Let's talk about it. I'm here outside in my gorgeous Tanzanian garden. Opare from Food for the Soul, and here on this channel I share tips and tools you can use to create a healthy diet and lifestyle that you can stick to. If that sounds like something you're interested in, be sure to click the subscribe button and don't forget to turn on the notifications so you'll find out every time I upload a new video. So in this second stage, the empowerment stage, is where I find many people get stuck. They know what to do. They know how to make the food that tastes good. They know why they need to do it. They even know how good they feel when they do it. And yet, they end up falling off the wagon, backsliding, and before you know it, they're back to eating the way and living the way they were before. So how do you prevent that? This is the empowerment stage. This is when you learn how to stick to your convictions. How you learn how to go to work conferences, travel, go to holiday celebrations, have people over to your house, how to be in a family where nobody else is eating vegan, how to hang out with your friends. This is where the rubber meets the road, and you learn how to stay true to your convictions, to yourself. I want to start off by saying, don't beat yourself up about this. These stumbling blocks, these failures that you've had, are something that we all go through. No matter what stage you are at on this whole and healthy, this healthy lifestyle journey, you will find times where you don't live up to your choices. Maybe you are eating vegan 100% of the time, but you're eating French fries and sugar cookies or things like that you know aren't good for you and don't make you feel good. So this is something that is an ongoing process that I'm not sure ever totally goes away. I know it hasn't for me. When I first went vegan, it was in November, and it was the holiday time. And my first Thanksgiving, I remember people asking me all kinds of questions. Why in the heck are you doing this, you know? And even when they were supportive, I also had to go through my own thing. Here came this platter of roast, of turkey, of whatever it was that's coming by me. And it was, you know, the year before I loved eating this stuff. And here I was committing to not eating it anymore and having to figure out what to do to stay true. As this meat came by me, I remembered the video I had watched called Meet Your Meat, which showed the horrific things that were done to the animals in order to get them on my plate. And I also remembered how differently I felt now that I wasn't eating that way, and I didn't want to go back to that. And so I was able, in that moment, to use those thoughts to keep me on my path. And I let that meat go by. And then the year after that, I had gone to eating mostly raw, and so somebody was like holding up this green bean. What's wrong with it? Cooked green bean. What's wrong with this cooked green bean anyway? And I felt like such an outsider that year around my family. I was living such a different lifestyle, and they were questioning me and ridiculing me and just, you know, making fun of me. And I actually ended up in tears and having to leave the table because of just feeling so understood, unappreciated, and just so much of an outsider. And so this is something that you're likely to go through at different times. The empowerment is about learning how to manage those situations. And so again, forgive yourself, love yourself. If you make a mistake, it doesn't mean you failed. It is an opportunity actually for learning. And in this video, I talk about failing your way to success, how to take the things that happen, whether it's a failure in making something in the kitchen or a failure and you ate something you didn't want to. Whatever it is, it's a way to use that experience in order to learn how to be successful next time. It's also important to find a supportive community. Being at that Thanksgiving table surrounded by all those people who had no idea, didn't understand my view on life in general. I was in this alternative lifestyle. I was really delving into my African history and all, African spirituality, all this stuff. And all of it was foreign to them, strange to them. They didn't want to have anything to do with it. So it was very important that I find a community of people who did understand and where I didn't feel like a weirdo. Where can you find a supportive community? Are there events that you can go to, like the Vegan Soul Fest in Baltimore? Are there restaurants that you can go to that serve plant-based meals where you can meet other people? Are there online communities that you can become a member of and begin to make some connections with other people? One thing to remember is to not be a vegangelist. Don't be the vegan police. Don't try to convince other people that they're doing it wrong. They don't want to hear it. And especially don't do it at the dinner table. Nobody really wants to hear about it when they're eating. Just live your life and just be an example. Sooner or later, somebody may think, oh, you know what, you look so much better. How come you don't take this medication anymore? How come everybody else is doing this and having this trouble and you don't? And they may begin to ask you questions. That's when you can tell people. That's when you can point them in the direction of folks who can help them learn what you've learned. But don't be the vegan police. People will just want to stay away from you. I know it's really, really hard because you feel so good. And particularly if you have people in your family that are struggling, that are ill, and you know that if they would change how they eat, they wouldn't have that diabetes and wouldn't need to be taking that insulin or those medications, or wouldn't be struggling, wouldn't be, feeling worse and worse year after year. It's hard to watch the people that you love suffer. But they know what you're doing. They know why you're doing, and you don't need to be telling them that they need to do it too. This stage of empowerment is about uncovering what your roadblocks to success are. Who are the people that cause you the most problem? What are the situations where you have the most problems? What are the foods that you most crave? What are the emotional states that you are in that cause you to backslide? This is the next stage of your research, your detective process, your journaling, is to, when you have a backslide, in your journal, you're going to be writing about what happened. Where was I? How was I feeling? Who was there? What did I do? And then you will be able to take that information and begin to think, okay, maybe I need to bring some snacks with me so I don't succumb to eating the French fries. Or maybe I need to bring my own vegan macaroni and cheese. And bring enough to share, but that way you can have the things that you crave, but have them on your terms and not by sacrificing what your convictions are. Here's a video, and here's a video, and here's a video on how you can survive in the real world of work and family and travel and all of that. Also, during that first year that I was vegan, I was doing a lot of travel for work. And we would be all meeting up in Boston or Florida or Texas or somewhere and going out to eat at restaurants a lot. And I remember being at this one restaurant where there were just pages and pages of all the pasta things, all the chicken things, all the seafood things, all the burgers, and it was just very overwhelming, and like, oh, I used to like that, and oh, I used to love that. And I stopped myself and said, wait, where's the pages of the things that I can eat? And I just went directly to that page and identified something that sounded good to me. I made a little bit of a change. I said, I want this salad right here. I don't want the cheese on it. And can you throw some extra roasted veggies on it? And then I closed the menu and I gave it back and I didn't look at it anymore. And when my food came, I actually was very, very happy with it. And after the meal, I noticed how I still had energy. I was feeling good. Everybody else was like overstuffed, and there was one woman who had issues with her knees, and and I thought about how her diet and lifestyle was impacting that. Somebody else who was dealing with diabetes, and so I was then grateful for what I had done. And so a big piece of it is what's going on in here, mindset. what is the real sacrifice that's going on here? Are you sacrificing being able to eat this burger, or are you really sacrificing your health? So the mindset is so important. Here's a video that I did on loving yourself and some exercises that you can do to help heal the inner wounds that you have that keep you from loving yourself even through the hard times. What are the situations that you find that you struggle with the most? Is it at work? Is it around your family? Is it going out to the restaurants with friends? Is it when you're tired and hungry and you don't have time to cook? Is it when you are stressed out, or somebody, you're angry, or you feel like you just need to pamper yourself, that you deserve a treat, you've been through so much? What are the things that cause you to want to backslide, that cause you to tend to eat and do the things that you don't want to do? Personally, I overwork. I push myself and push myself and push myself. I just want to finish this. I just want to do this. And then when I'm exhausted and my back hurts and I know that I need to do some yoga, or I need to get out of my chair and move around, I just don't even feel like it anymore. And so I have learned to pace myself better. It's a struggle I'm still on. And that if I know that if I don't listen to my body, that I'm going to pay for it. And so I do a better job of it now, of taking care of myself, saying no where I need to say no, so that I can have the time to be able to make myself something healthy, so that I can get up and move my body, take care of myself, rest, and stay on my best game. So now that you are on the road to empowerment, you have some tools in your pocket to be able to deal with those situations in your life. So you're doing it most of the time. The next stage is what I call liberation, and we'll talk about that next week in the next video. That's it for today from my gorgeous Tanzanian garden. If you like this video, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe, and share this video with others who you think could use this information. Kwaheri, goodbye.